Carl, we're being a little bit lazy today, but we have some opinions, huh?
We have opinions. And podcasters don't usually have opinions.
They don't usually get to voice their opinions. We're going to break that mold. Sometimes you might come to a podcast just to get some cold stone facts. No, we're going to put our own flair into it. And dare I say, we might be misinformed.
That's right. These are wrong opinions.
It's never happened on a podcast before, but hey, we might try and stop that, huh? My name's Oscar.
My name's Carl. And this is Who Would Watch This?
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast. We watch a film, chat about the film. Don't even fucking do that in the intro. We're not doing that today. We're chatting the awards of the awards. No, not the Wood Awards. Big fans of the podcast might know that one. We're chatting about, the Razzies, which celebrates the worst in films.
Like us.
We do that, and it's nice to see what our peers, and I will say peers, are doing. And similarly to the Academy, who are also, dare I say, are below us a bit,
The Academy are not our peers.
No.
We have not once been invited back. We had 1 year voting.
Yeah.
In the Oscars.
I voted for Crash. I'm sorry, okay? I just didn't watch whatever that cowboy one was, okay? It looked too scary.
It's fine. I voted for Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, so I burnt my bridge as well with them. It was that, or, Hugo? Not a good year.
Carl, let's chat about the Oscars, because this is a great year, and also a very big year for a lot of chats, a lot of opinions.
I know, controversy galore.
Yeah.
Huh? Snub after snub. Things happening over here, things happening over there. It's hectic, right?
It's pretty great. Where do you want to start?
Let's just do picture. Let's just do the big uns, right? Let's do picture, director,
Okay,
the
Hughes.
actors.
Let's just go down. American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and Zone of Interest. I think we've watched most of these. I've not watched Zone of Interest, American Fiction, or Anatomy of a Fall, because Australia's cruel and doesn't let us watch these.
You can watch Anatomy of a Fall now. It's out now.
How do I watch Zone of Interest?
Oh, I know. We probably won't get that till
November.
It'll be in Australia's Oscars next year.
Can't wait. Where do we want to stand? I think this is a really good list.
I think it's a really good list. I think Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, and Poor Things are all excellent movies.
I would have loved May December to be here.
Yeah, same.
Maestro's there, but I guess the oldies have to have something, huh?
I guess so. I mean, the oldies got Naiad, right? I haven't seen Maestro yet. I have seen up until the movie turns to color.
Yeah.
And I went, and turned it off. No, I was late for a flight.
Yeah.
But I was still like, color. No, it's stunning to look at, though.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Okay.
I just couldn't tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
It's so traveling at such a fast pace, and Bradley Cooper's doing a whole thing. I feel like there's been a very interesting discourse open about Maestro.
Yeah.
Because Bradley Cooper really wants an Oscar, and that's turned off a lot of people for
Yeah,
some reason.
it's a coy award because everyone wants an Oscar, but you got to earn it. But not really, because there's about 1,000 things in the background happening. But just the narrative of if I win, I win. It's like
You've
that.
gotta be like
give it to him.
Like oh shucks, you like my film. That's what's sort of like
Paul Giamatti's running on
Yeah,
that
I know.
campaign, and he might win.
He's like, what are you doing? I'm going to In-N-Out to eat now.
I
Stop
do
it.
have a straight up, just guys, if Paul Giamatti does win the Oscar for Best Actor, I am sitting on a sweet $200.
Oh yeah, you were
I got in
cashing out
there
big time.
so early. But let's go into the Best Picture. What do we think is going to win? Is it just Oppenheimer?
I think it's an Oppenheimer sweep this year.
Yeah.
Like I think the only thing is I don't know, but it feels like Anatomy of a Fall's getting a bit of a boost at the back end now.
Okay, wow.
So I think Anatomy of a Fall does. I'm trying to think of what the examples were this year, but it felt like Barbie and something else did gender values very interesting, but I think Anatomy of the Fall does it the best in terms of looking at stuff to do around gender. I think that one's very, very complex in how it decides to handle it, and also just a really engrossing murder
marriage story, court drama sort of thing.
yeah, just so excellently done, really well filmed and acted, and it's a whole movie where it's just it's in such a gray area.
Yeah,
there was really no good or bad, and no outcome that people will win in.
Yeah.
Like it's very well handled. But I think it's probably going to go to Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
I think we all know it's not going to Maestro.
Oh, you never know. That one, again, there's some like clear cut like ones. I think Oppenheimer's got it.
Yeah.
I think Christopher Nolan,
I think he's got it.
Yeah.
I think he's getting his roses.
Yeah.
He's been around for a while.
He's done well. He sort of did it during COVID. Like, I think everyone's happy with that. I think that's kind of the lock, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Now we get to one that has no discourse. Best directing. Carl. We've also got Justine Triet.
Yep.
Anatomy of the Fall, Martin Scorsese, Christopher Nolan, Yorgos Lanthimos, and Jonathan Glazer.
I think it's hard because we have not seen Zone of Interest, but I've
Yes.
only heard such good
I
things
have
about
seen
it.
Jonathan Glazer's other films.
Yeah.
And he makes one every 7 years, and they're fan-fucking-tastic.
He did
He did
Under the Skin, right?
Under the Skin.
Under the Skin's fantastic.
And he also did Sexy Beast, Carl. I
yeah.
watched that about 2 months ago. Really good. Really, really good. Like 90 minutes. Not even a heist film, just sort of someone getting approached to do a heist film. And the most psychopath, like a really, like Ben King, who played Gandhi?
Yeah, Ben Kingsley.
Yeah. Plays just this like psychopath that's recruiting him. And it's just like the anxiety of him. He's like, I'm out. And then he's sort of, it's great. Really love it. So if he's done something about Nazis, sure he's nailed it.
Who's the sexy beast?
Ray Winston.
He's the sexy
He is.
beast? Huge.
And he's such a vibe, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a great little
You
film.
get it? You're like, oh yeah, you're a sexy beast
Oh,
to me,
100%.
Ray.
It's
Yeah,
just
nice.
like, I did a life of crime, now I live in Spain. It's like, eat your heart out. Now, here's the thing, Carl. What do we think about Greta not being here?
I think Greta should be here.
Yeah, really? Who
Yeah.
you swapping out?
I'd get out Martin Scorsese, to be honest.
Really?
He has done
You reckon-
so many movies.
Of course.
Yeah.
But, like, in terms of directing, I think Killers or Barbie, I would say Killers is better directed. Are you saying this is more like a...
I think
How
Martin
Scorsese
Scorsese has directed like this before, and so it doesn't feel like
You reckon?
Yeah, I think a lot of his movies. I think like if there was one in particular, I think Silence is very similar to this one. But I think that there was more to handle on the plate of trying to make a film about a toy not seem like a cash grab and get everybody to rally
I think
around
so.
it.
I think it's a hard, vague term, directing, because it also
Yeah.
sort of now encompasses sort of collecting everything together.
Yeah.
And then it's also like, what's the actual skills of the director, and then also not being a producer, but also like the skills of being like collecting everyone, which Greta did very well.
Yeah. And I mean, in the end, it doesn't really matter because just Nolan's going to win.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess the nominations don't matter, but I mean, I think it was, in terms of what the conversation was leading to this point, like obviously Justine Triet and Jonathan Glazer were the ones that weren't in conversation
Yes.
to get the nom. So they're the ones. I was really pleasantly surprised Justine Triet got the nom.
Yeah.
Because I think it is very well directed. I don't know, I just think like in terms of I just think people forget Barbie really could have been a shit fire.
Yeah.
Of like musical numbers and doing it has a lot of weird things that it decides to do that people were on board for, where we've seen movies get roasted for not handling like the fine line
Yes.
between them. So I think actually maybe that's a better way to put it. I think Greta Gerwig did a really good tightrope walk
Yes.
to make that work.
Yes.
And I think Martin Scorsese,
You're saying like the odds are stacked against her.
I think the odds are more stacked against
I think
her.
you're right.
Yeah.
Because I think my biggest issue with Barbie was almost the influence of Mattel of just sort of being this present of like, hey, we want you to make a feminist film about a product that's pretty famously not that encompassing. So good luck.
Absolutely. I mean, the other thing is they could have just been like, we're not making a feminist film and
Yeah.
just do so. Imagine doing like Transformers, but with Barbies.
It could
and
work.
or Bratz. Remember when we watched Bratz?
Bratz works though.
It's that. Oh, yeah, Bratz slaps. God, they were so talented in Bratz. Yeah, I feel like there was another movie that I thought had really excellent directing this year. that also didn't get a nom. Like the Iron Claw didn't get anything, which I thought was really
but
marvelous.
I think everyone was under like.
Yeah.
I think May December. That's
I
my.
think May December is really well directed.
Yeah.
I think I would also put out there. I don't know why they never really get this, but like I think Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is very well directed and handled.
It is. It's and it sucks that it's an animated film. And
Yeah.
I think 100%. I think it's just not going to be there, and it's also just a really good year. I think in a weaker year, maybe it could have squeaked in, but it's just very good. Like it might not even win the animated category in its own thing, which is crazy.
No, that's right. So I think, yeah, I would also say, I mean, it was a first, I guess because it's on such a small scale, but I thought Past Lives was also very well directed.
Yes.
But again, it's very moot because Nolan's just going to get it.
And that's fine.
Barbie just made so much money as well. So it's also like, does it...
That's the thing. Does it get that?
I would feel like I would be annoyed if Greta wasn't nominated for anything, but she has been nominated for screenwriting, and I think maybe screenwriting is probably where the root of the success of that movie was.
I think so
from the beginning, anyway. So maybe she.
I think that and the production design. Really
the production design
and just the acting as well. I think everyone does a very fantastic job of that.
Yeah,
I think there are little things that I think I understand why she hasn't been nominated for director, but it does suck. I think she had a different skill that she had to enable, which none of the other directors had to do. But she's done very well. I think she's doing great, and it does suck.
Yeah,
but I think she's sixth.
And I assume I think she was probably sixth as well.
Not even like sixth ranked, like just cut off.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I do think as well that I just assume anything she wants right now, she gets. She gets.
Yeah.
So she should
if
be
anything,
swimming
if
pretty.
anything, a little bit of like, hey, you didn't get this. It's like, well, let's give you
absolutely.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's just gonna get thrown shit. They're just like, did you not get an Oscar? Have $1 billion of my money or something. She's like, holy fuck. I would also really love her and her husband to win an Oscar together. I think that would be cute.
I would love if Noah Baumbach wins for Barbie, because I think it'll genuinely crush his soul. I think
it probably would, wouldn't
it? I think he's like, I'm doing these sad little films about New York. I'm pretty much Woody Allen. It's just like, hey, what if Woody Allen directed the biggest toy commercial in the world? This is Madagascar 3 all over again, really.
How much would Twitter hate Noah Baumbach if him and her got up there to do a speech and he was like, I'll talk, Greta.
I got this. My squeeze over here,
right.
Had some notes, but this is all Baumbach's header from the twisted mind of Baumbach.
That Ken song, that's me. I did that. That speech on feminism that America Ferrera gives, that's me. I wrote that. I say that speech all the time. Don't I, Greta? Don't I?
Don't speak.
Don't you speak.
This is my moment. Best actor, I think we already talked about it. Paul Giamatti wanted him to win, but Cillian probably is going to win. Bradley's pissed off.
I think Paul Giamatti might get it.
I'm pretty happy if he does. I think that'll be sort of the little bit of an upset.
Yeah.
I think I'm over the moon. I think Paul Giamatti is just terrific in Holdovers.
I really enjoy when somebody gets an Oscar for doing what they do best. Like, we have seen Paul Giamatti do similar roles to this.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's his...
Well, it's just Sideways, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Alexander Payne. He knows how... He's done another film I watched with Todd Solondz. It's called Storytelling. He's got just a scene, and it's probably the most depressing scene in the whole film. It's just him calling up like a girlfriend from like a bunch of years. It's just him on the phone. And it's the most saddest monologue, and then he just never comes back, and it's just terrific. And I just love Paul Giamatti. I hope he wins. I get if Cillian wins, but I'm really rooting for Paul Giamatti.
I'm also really happy for Jeffrey Wright.
Yes,
who I think has just been in Hollywood for so long.
Yeah,
always churning out great performances. I'm keen to see American Fiction. I'm sure I'm really going to like it.
I feel like Asteroid City was also, we haven't really spoken, that's also been quite snubbed this year.
Yeah, have you seen that?
I've not. No.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I wouldn't. Apart from production design, and maybe I thought Jason Schwartzman was really good in that, but I still think everyone else would probably be deserved. Again, I have not committed to all of Maestro yet. I have been told that I will enjoy the second half more than the first.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go back and give it its fair roses.
Yeah.
But again, it's a lot of Bradley. It's a lot of Bradley Cooper. But I don't want to get big.
Is he doing an accent?
He's doing a lot of like that's what it feels like he's doing.
Hey, see, Leonard Bernstein.
It's him just he's doing a lot of like a cigarette, and I like the money. It's just like and it's like, and I went down to the park, and I went to the park, and what I wanted from the park is what I wanted, and that's what I put into a song, and I'm gonna sing the song now, and I'm gonna play it on the piano.
What a prize, Maestro.
If it was him instead of being Maestro and just simply trying to sell a house in a quick amount of time, would have loved it. You know how he had his whole like, what's his Oscar spiel this year of being like, it's like I think there's a 6-minute composing scene or something. If he'd used that power to be like, I sold a multi-million-dollar house in 6 minutes, I think he'd win the Oscar.
I think so.
Him fucking selling a house would go fucking nuts.
Where
in a film.
is the film for an auctioneer? Oh, sorry, Uncut Gems. It's great. But also, we do need an auctioneer story.
I think Bradley should do it.
Yes.
I think he should write it.
He's got that stick skills. He could probably just whip that over. Huh?
Oh, I guarantee
he could probably nail it in 3 years.
If Maestro... to still take him. I got my real estate license and to climb up the chain to get to a house worth $1 million. I think if somebody simply went into Maestro and digitally added a gavel instead of his little conducting stick, this is a 5-star film. I do also think something that takes away from it is I just thought Tar, which I think was maybe last year.
I think so, yeah.
So good. Like the year before Maestro. That I was like, I feel you just missed out on this being more interesting because I just saw Cate Blanchett fucking nail being
and
a
also
conductor.
like tackle like an interesting perspective. Of,
like, that's right.
It
wasn't sort of like
stuff.
we're just doing like a life story or an ode to Leonard, but we're tackling what cancel culture is
and
and
at the peak of your
stuff.
like. Do they touch on the gay stuff much? All I know is John Mulaney's bit and just like, Leonard Bernstein does best stuff when he's repressing the gay. Do they jump on that, sir? Is that bit mainly it?
I heard Bradley Cooper refused to touch a man. So I don't know. He made out with a lot of men in the first half.
Tight.
So I think it even begins, I think he's just had like post-coital sex with a man.
Huge.
So I think they're doing well.
Should we get into best actress in a leading role?
Yeah, let's do it.
We've got Annette Bening, Naiad.
Fucking hold the phone.
Now she swims and she's a bit old.
I was just gonna say, don't bother. Continue with the gnomes. We got
It's
the
a
winner
lock.
right here.
It's a lock.
It's a fucking lock for Naiad.
I watched the Actors and Actors with her and Julia Moore.
Yeah.
I think because I was like, May December didn't win. And I was like, well, what's this Naiad thing? And they kept showing scenes from it. And they were like, I'm actually in the water and I'm kind of a bit tired. So there you go. I'm pretty swimming. It was just, I don't know. It was her like, how do you get into the role? Like, I swam a bit, for a while. And now I'm a pretty good swimmer. I don't know what the story is. I'm sure Naiad's great.
I don't know
just
who Naiad is. Is it her? Is it a concept?
It's the whale. It's Brendan Fraser's The Whale and Naiad. It's a sequel to The Whale. It's here. Which actress did they get out? Who was meant to be?
It's Julianne Moore.
Oh yes, of course. It should be her.
It should be Julianne Moore.
It was terrific.
Julianne Moore turned out the best performance of her career this year.
It genuinely sucked. I was going through I think May December is my high.
Is that your favourite film of the year?
I think it's the one that I think about the most.
I think May December's been snubbed across the board. I think I got writing right. But I mean,
but it's not getting that.
We'll get to it, but like it 100% should have gotten supporting actor, supporting actress, lead actress. That's how good May December is.
So good. It's so good.
That's how good May December is. And none of you fuckers care. None of you care. I bet.
Well, because do you know what the biggest one it was? Like, this film about how films are kind of evil, and it kind of ruins the normals. We just use their stories, and then they're like, give Maestro all the Oscars.
No, they were absolutely. It's all these old people in their retirement homes just being like, oh god, I remember when I May December'd somebody. What's happening on Naiad? Oh, I'd love to swim.
I'd love to be in the water, a body of water.
I'd love to see I just assume it's about a woman drowning. I just assume it's about the first woman to ever drown. Where the hell is May December, damn it?
We got Carrie Mulligan, Maestro, and Emma Stone, Poor Things. Now, before it was Lily Gladstone, she's got this in the goddamn bag. We'll chat about it now because fuck it. Emma Stone's great in Poor Things.
Oh, she's so good in Poor Things.
She's so good. That is the two of them. However, you finished The Curse. I am starting The Curse. I want to just talk about how much I fucking love Nathan Fielder. I love Betty Safdie. I love Emma Stone. Those three coming together, making one of the worst things ever, and yet the greatest thing ever. I'm 2 episodes in. All I want to do is watch it. It is just so stressed. It's just great.
The Curse is the best thing ever made. And nobody should ever watch it.
Yeah.
No, I don't. It's for no one. But I loved it. It's so good. And I will say, I think one of the things that had Matthew McConaughey help win his Oscar was he had Dallas Buyers Club, and when it came to voting, True Detective was on TV.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to help, but I think I thought Emma Stone's best performance to date is probably in Poor Things. I now think it's in The Curse. The range that she gives in The Curse in terms of subtlety is crazy.
Yeah.
The Curse contains...
Again, we won't be recommending this. It's a great...
The Curse is deeply upsetting.
I'm pretty, hey, I'll give it a binge. Man, it is... Again, I love these people, and I think it's one of the best shows already. However, my God, after a day of work, the least thing I want to watch is The Curse.
I had a day off, and I was like, I'm just going to get through the final 4 episodes, and it chilled me, and I paced around the house. So, I don't know.
God, it's good. Yeah, I think it's Lily or Emma.
I think so, yeah.
I think Lily still. Although I've really just loved Emma Stone.
I also want to throw out. I don't know. Again, I don't think I'm that intuitive with the Oscars to know this. But because they're both Best Picture nominees, Anatomy of a Fall and The Zone of Interest, Sandra Hull is the lead in both of them. So there might be a bit of I'm seeing a lot of range from Sandra, and I do think she gives a very good performance in Anatomy of a Fall. So
I feel like she's not even been in the conversation. I think it's been so dominated by
I think it has been too, but it's always one of those things is sometimes people burn out.
Yeah.
And I think maybe if and Lily Gladstone's excellent in Killers of the Flower Moon. She's so good in that.
And I think she's got the narrative of
But it might just be it feels like Killers came out a while ago.
Yeah.
You know? But it's Poor Things sort of came out in December. Maestro came out in December. Anatomy of a Fall sort of went wide in December. So May December was in December.
Oh, makes sense.
But nobody nominated that one.
Fuck. Best Actor in a Supporting Role. We got Sterling K. Brown, American Fiction. Robert De Niro, Killers of the Flower Moon. Robert Downey Jr., Oppenheimer. Ryan Gosling, Barbie. And Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things. That's a really strong category.
It is. I think this is the other category that's a lock. I think Robert Downey Jr. is going to get it. And I think he is really good in that movie. But go on. Shall we gush about Mark Ruffalo and Poor Things?
Again, it's crazy that 2 Marvel stars who have been doing the same shit for 10 years then give out 2 of their best performances. I think Robert Downey Jr. is great. However, dare I say, Mark Ruffalo disappears into what he does.
Mark Ruffalo is doing such an outlandish performance that could go wrong. The fact that it is... To me, I think Ryan Gosling's really good in Barbie with the comedy and stuff.
I think
they're very similar stuff.
I think the award there is him getting a nom.
Yeah,
I think that's great. It's really fun. I think Ryan Gosling has a bit, but Mark Ruffalo, I have not belly laughed. Some of his line deliveries are so good.
You chortled constantly.
I fucking screamed when he... I don't want to spoil Poor Things. If you haven't seen Poor Things, skip to 15 seconds next. But he has a joke about kicking a dog to death. I couldn't believe how funny that was. It's a line that shouldn't work. It's so good. God, it's funny.
He's so good in it.
Yeah.
I would love Mark Ruffalo to get it.
Yeah.
But
I just think it's really strong. And you know what? Dare I say Robert De Niro's best acting in...
Yeah, I think Robert De Niro is really good in Killers of the Flower Moon.
He's terrifying. And it's crazy that I think... dare I say I think he's the... I feel like I remember his performance the most in that film, which is saying something. Because I think crazy Leo's kind of third.
Yeah, that's right.
But Lily and Robert De Niro.
Yeah, I think Leo seemed happy to just take a back seat to
I think
other people getting nominated.
100%.
I do think in terms of snubs, the dad in the Iron Claw is a phenomenal performance.
Yeah.
It's the actor from Mindhunter. Did you watch?
I
David
did watch
Fincher's
my
Mind?
the sort of the big rough guy. Yeah,
he is
good for him to get something.
phenomenal in the Iron Claw.
He's good casting. I'm like, that guy could box.
I'm shocked that they did not. Also, I'm shocked that they did not push for the Iron Claw to have more noms. I think
was it A24?
Yeah, I guess they probably. I think they've got something else in here that got noms, so they probably just put their. I think Zone of Interest is theirs.
I believe The Idol was kind of their big push this year.
They didn't realize. So that was a shame, and also I thought everybody in and I forgot to bring her up in leading role, but the actress who's also, I think, Greta Lee from Past Lives. That whole movie relies on her, and so I thought it was a shame she didn't get nominated.
Yeah.
But the two guys that she acts against in that movie give out really great
and May
performances.
December, Charles.
Yeah, Charles Melton.
Which was the big snub.
Yeah.
I think like
talk about the heart of your movie.
Yeah.
Like, I think his performance
just so
retroactively
silly.
changes what you've been viewing in the final third of the movie.
Yeah.
So I think I think he's a real shame. So I think the supporting roles this year have been tight races of just getting in.
Yeah.
Like
I think Ryan Gosling being there nominated is like terrific. Yeah.
Absolutely. Margot Robbie also was not nominated for actress.
Oh yes, we didn't. Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah,
get to say
which was
that.
the other big thing, and I do think she probably should have been nominated because I think there are. I watched or listened to. I can't remember if it was a podcast or something, but she.
Carl, I just think you haven't seen Naiad. I just don't think you really get that. We're gonna watch Naiad in 3 years' time
we can do it on
go,
this fucking
holy
podcast."
shit, that's the great. How is it? Give it everything. 12 should have swept.
Naiad, the crash of our generation. I think she should have been like deserving. However, I do want to put out there that when Margot Robbie's been talking about the movie. It's been very clear how good of a job she did as a producer. Yeah. So I'm sure Margot Robbie's absolutely cheering about getting a producing nom.
I think the whole culmination of that film is really the shining star.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that being cohesive, being that successful.
Yeah, like a cultural moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where the whole thing shines. That is the impact of Barbie. I think when you like take back as a film... there's some others here. I think actually for that to be propped up and do as well as it has, that's the achievement.
And we also know Barbie will not be forgotten. No. Actress in a supporting role.
Yes. Emily Blunt, Oppenheimer. Daniel Brooks, The Color Purple. America Ferrera, Barbie. Jodie Foster, Naiad. And Davine Joy Randolph, The Holdovers. It seems like a lock for Davine.
Really? You're going to overlook Naiad? Jodie Foster's right there for Naiad.
Listen, I think genuinely, she brings the film down.
Naiad.
She's like, she weighs it down like water. No,
Does she play the ocean?
She plays the left arm. That's the freestyle.
Oh my
She's
God.
stunning.
I would watch that movie if she was a fucking
all
arm.
the fucking like what's it called? The clips they showed was just Jodie Foster slightly out of the water, looking down on Miss Naiad and going, I think you can make this swim. And she's going, do you think? I'm like, yeah.
Why do we think it's called Naiad?
I think she's called Naiad.
You reckon?
I think so.
I was really hoping for a reveal. It's not.
It's like, a twist.
It's like in the movie Lion when you find out what lion means at the end. God, I cried. Just fucking cried. That's a reveal you should keep. They should not, because I remember All a Lion. I was like, why the fuck's this movie called Lion? Oh my God. At the end,
Christ.
just tears. They should do that with Naiad. You'd be like, who's Naiad?
Do we have anything to say about the supporting roles?
I've got a lot to say about Lion.
Yeah.
I really like Lion. Lion got nominated a lot back in the day, but I don't think people remember it well enough.
It stuck around. I really liked Lion.
I think Lion's excellent.
I have no desire to rewatch Lion.
Why?
Though. I feel like I've got the gist of Lion.
Nah, man. You fuck off and watch Naiad. I'll be over here on my little Lion Island. I love Lion. Okay, so in terms of supporting actress, I think it is a lock for Davine Joy Randolph.
Yeah.
I haven't seen The Color Purple.
No.
Did you enjoy Emily Blunt's performance in Oppenheimer. I feel like some people are very divided on her performance in Oppenheimer.
I can't think what could be. Again, I mean, if I had to think, I think you look at the IMDb scores for like Oppenheimer. Christopher Nolan's never been great with women. That's not a slight on him. He's just more interested in what if war was a man's.
Yeah,
But I think Emily Blunt's pretty good.
Yeah, I think so
I think she's
too.
great. I don't know. I think they might be annoyed at what her role was. Of just
Yeah.
like, yeah, she's drunk and she's ruining Oppie, huh? But I don't know. I think Emily Blunt's great in it. I don't know what you'd be like. She really dragged it down. It's crazy. I don't know what you'd be. I think you might be annoyed at the character, but I think the character's pretty justified. Like, you're gonna blow up Japan? How do you have some thought on that? And you cheated on me? Yeah, she's great. And that way
She's really- yeah,
when
she
she's
has that
standing-
scene, yeah.
fuck. She's great.
She's really good.
Carl, let's chat about the best animated feature. We've got Boy of the Heron, Elemental, Nimona? Okay.
Yeah, Nimona.
Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
I think Boy and the Heron's getting this one.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you seen that yet?
I haven't.
Are you a big Studio Ghibli fan?
I feel like I've only seen 3 of them.
Yeah.
So far, great.
What have you seen?
I've seen Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away, and I've seen Princess Mononoke, which I think was my favorite. I tried watching Ponyo and what's the big one? The Studio Ghibli logo. My Neighbor Totoro.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I think are both a bit more kiddie.
Yeah.
And I was vibing them, but I was like...
I didn't like Ponyo. I liked Totoro. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're great.
You should see Kiki's Delivery Service.
I do need to see
that
that
one.
one.
Slaps.
Yeah.
That's just it's a movie about burnout and the gig economy.
Oh, God.
It's really relevant now. I remember watching it just being like, I feel you, Kiki.
She's got a little broom, isn't she?
She's got a little broom,
She's
and
an Uber-
the
I believe
town's asking too much of
She's
her.
an Uber Eats deliveries driver. Is that
Yeah.
kind of a story?
Yeah.
I really liked Princess Mononoke. I think
Yeah.
Spirited Away is like, yeah, we've got shown in Japanese and year 8. They're like,
Yeah.
pretty good, huh?
Yeah,
That was
this will
the
blow
lesson.
your fucking minds. You ever seen animation move like this before? And I was like, oh my god, this is crazy.
It does suck that Spider-Man, I feel, has been... I feel at the start of the year, people are like, that's locked in.
A lot of people at the start of the year were like, this is the best thing that's ever been made.
Yeah.
And by the end of the year, they're just like, a spider who?
It got snubbed last time it was here, wasn't it?
No, it won.
Did it win?
Yeah, it won the Oscar.
I swear. Oh, it got snubbed for Lego Movie, which I'm going to say right
Yes,
now
Lego Movie
is
was a
a
big
better
snub.
film than both of them combined. I'll say it.
You love Lego
I love
Movie.
Lego Movie.
And you've got a lot of kind things to say about the Lego Ninjago movie now. Go
Actually,
ahead.
I actually have seen that. It's a bit too kiddie. That's my only issue.
Yeah, but you loved it.
And it doesn't use the whole Lego feature. Anyway, we're getting off the main topic. Robot Dreams. Gar, what do you think about this one?
I haven't seen it, but I know people love this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, Elemental's there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Boy the Heron. Elemental I did not like.
Yeah, I didn't like Elemental. I thought Elemental was a bit of a lazy one from Pixar. Considering I was a big fan of Luca and Soul, I was like, meh. It was actually I preferred Turning Red to this one as well. Yeah, this one was low. I think we didn't. Yeah, we saw this at the Sydney Film Festival, and we all were like, "Do we get a meal and just chat about how meh that movie
Yeah,
was?"
it's just meh.
Yeah.
But then I think everyone's like, it bombed. And then everyone's like, listen, at school holidays, someone take my kid to Elemental and they made like, I don't know, $700 million.
Made more money than you'll ever see in your life.
Carl, we won't jump into the rest of them, but let's just do a little one for best visual effects, because I think it is interesting. We got The Creator, Godzilla -1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible, and Napoleon.
Have you seen Napoleon?
I've not. And again, there's a lot of films I go, what's the vibe? Everyone goes, eh. And
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
I'm
not
happy
gonna
to
say.
I'm happy to take the I don't think anyone's screaming out to watch Napoleon.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I thought Guardians of the Galaxy had excellent visual effects.
Yeah.
And I think James Gunn said he's bringing them over for Superman, so I'm sure that'll look good. Because genuinely, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is in comparison
It's probably the last Marvel film I really want to watch
Yeah.
ever, really.
in terms of it being in comparison to Quantumania and the Marvels, which has some of the jankiest CGI and cinema this year. Volume 3 looks fantastic.
Yeah, gotcha.
I have not seen The Creator, but the trailers look stunning. And then I have not seen -1, but everyone seems to froth that movie.
Everyone fucking loves that film. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I feel like Godzilla comes out every year and everyone's like, and then it's like, this is it. This is the one.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that
We've
one.
got Godzilla X Kong
Yes.
this year.
There's a lot of first Kong. I can't keep up.
I know.
I really can't
There's
keep
too
up.
many. Why is Godzilla and Kong joined in a franchise?
I think it's just like Alien vs Predator. It just kind of works, man. You kind of just like it's like
just works.
yeah, of course. Big guys, huh? Who doesn't see big guys just fucking tucker themselves out, huh? That's what I go to the cinema
People
for.
like big guys. People like things that are tall.
Yeah, of course, of course.
What was the other one in there that we didn't
Mission
discuss?
Impossible.
Oh yeah, that looked good.
I think Mission Impossible was fun. I think a really fun movie.
Yeah, I think it is that is like a very gleefully entertaining time at the cinema. That's like, oh yeah, popcorn.
Yeah.
Popcorn film.
That's great.
We love them.
I feel like that's like, hey, you want to see a movie, Dad? Like, yeah, done. Tick,
absolutely.
done. Tick.
That movie's like, it's like long, but I remember being like, oh wow, that was fucking fun.
This is fun.
Yeah, I'd finished my popcorn and I was like, 3 hours? Hectic, Tom, you've done it again. I'll see you in 4 years.
And this is, I guess, an insult, but the best use of AI in a film would just be like, listen, it's a bit silly. Don't even worry about it, though. That's the vibe I like of AI.
I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're doing the Razzies, Oscar.
Yes.
What do we want to do?
Worst remake, prequel, remake, ripoff, or sequel. We've got Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumanium, Exorcist, Expendables, Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny, Steel Beating a Dead Horse, Funny, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Have you seen any of these?
That's actually crazy. I haven't seen a single one, and because you just know, like all of those. It's like, did you watch them? Yes, that's on you.
Yeah.
I think Indiana Jones is the only one.
I saw that and I thought it was like mid, so I don't necessarily think it was the worst remake, ripoff, or sequel this year. I'm sure there was another one that was bad. I think
it's just big, and it was a bit of a
and it was a letdown. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. It's interesting that they're going really harsh on Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, when I think the Marvels was also not very good this year. I guess Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is slightly worse than the Marvels. I'll give them that.
I've not seen either, though. They've really fallen off. But I feel like this was like when you're sort of, I think when people are going to look back at like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think they're going to point at this one being like, right, that's when it just...
Yeah, I mean, this is like...
Good to make it lost. It's like the first one that made lost money. No, lost money.
The Marvels is the first one that was a flat out bomb.
Yeah,
yeah. This underperformed, but wasn't atrocious. But I mean, the thing that's okay about the Marvels is like very fast paced because they're just like, yeah, it's like not all good, but like we're just cranking fucking music and it's fucking cutting and they're just fighting and like the movie's done in like 95 minutes.
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is such a slog to get through. It's just like, oh, what about this resistance over here? And we've got Bill Murray eating at a cafe over here.
Oh, Bill Murray's in it?
Yeah.
Why did he take
I don't know. He loves a paycheck.
Yeah,
he came back for all those Ghostbusters sequels.
I think
they're going to be keen to give Marvel an award.
Yeah.
I reckon they'll just give it to Ant-Man.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like there was worse sequels this year. Honestly, I mean...
I'm pretty happy I didn't watch any of these. I feel like you could get the vibe that it wasn't very good. Expendables 4, we should do all the Expendables, though.
I am shocked The Flash isn't on here for anything, because I thought The Flash was...
The Flash? What's that? That's
so tough to get
weird.
through.
It's been snubbed. How has that not got anything?
Snub of the year?
Snub of the... That really is a snub of the year. I feel like that was a bigger bomb than the Quantumanium.
Yeah.
Did Ezra like fund these? I don't know. It feels like it's such bad PR.
Do you reckon how Greta Gerwig's feeling about not being nominated for director is how everyone at The Flash is feeling about not being nominated for a Razzie? They're like, that's the only guarantee we had this year.
That. How embarrassing to be lower than average, but just not it's just forgettable. I feel like it's gone,
that's worse. Right? It's worse.
Yeah. Did Aquaman get anything?
No.
Man, they really like DC movies.
I think Aquaman's worse than Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. God, it was a bad year for DC.
It really was.
And they got out of here unscathed.
Yeah,
unscathed,
right.
Oscar.
They got nothing. All right, worst picture, Carl.
Yeah.
The Exorcist, Believer, Expendables, Meg to the Trench, Shazam, Winnie the Pooh. It's pretty similar to it's a pretty small thing with the Razzies. I'm pretty underwhelmed. However,
I'm underwhelmed by these noms.
The Oscars have really churned it out because I'm so keen to joke about that. But really, I don't know. What do you reckon?
I think Shazam Fury of the Gods is not the worst DC movie this year, so I'm surprised that's nominated. I think Meg 2 is bad, but very forgettable.
Yeah.
These are all just sort of forgettable movies to me. I bet the only one here that really is atrociously bad is probably Winnie the Pooh.
The Winnie the Pooh one, yeah.
I mean, granted, though, I haven't seen The Exorcist Believer.
I just feel like last year they had so much more. They had little ones. I liked when they... It's bad, but they picked the little guy. And that was great. It's like, oh, I've not heard of that. Let's
They
go check
picked
it
on
out.
the ones where people were trying.
Yeah.
It's like, in the end, Shazam, Meg 2, Expendables 4, and Exorcist Believer sort of just paid some auteurs.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Here's a paycheck. Everyone got a paycheck. Didn't do very well. We'll try again next year, huh?
Yeah. Okay, so out of these, out of what we discussed, what do you want to review on the podcast?
I wouldn't mind doing the Expendables.
Yeah. Would you want to do all 4 or just Expendables 4?
Maybe 4. But I think it's kind of gone.
Yeah.
Maybe we do an Exorcist Believer for Halloween.
I'd love to do Exorcist Believer.
Yes.
I would like to do Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yeah.
Maybe we wait for the sequel to come out and we can do a double feature.
Huge.
I would do The Exorcist Believer.
Yeah. Huge.
Yeah. Would you want to do John Voight's Mercy?
No, I don't think anyone's heard of it. Maybe I'll watch the trailer.
We did The King's Daughter.
Is this Mercy?
That's a Conjuring book.
Nope, that's from 9 years ago. This one's Mercy.
Carl, that's the Razzies and the Oscars. Oh, what a great year. Very excited. We'll probably, when the Oscars and Razzies drop, give a little update or whatnot. But any final thoughts before we finish up?
Yeah, I think you'll be seeing a handful of movies we talked about on the podcast from the Razzie segment.
Yeah.
I think that'll be coming up. And you're going to be getting some cinema release reviews coming up as well. So
exciting.
make sure you're venturing out and spending your money on movies that nobody asked for.
Yeah.
Because I guess we asked for them and we're supporting them.
Also, just straight up, if you want to just not watch the movie, email us at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us if you're going to watch a movie, listen to our podcast instead. That kind of makes us feel good because we didn't have to, it kind of, retroactively, you got something out of it,
If you want to find out how good Dakota Johnson really is in Madame Web, listen to us in 3 weeks' time. Huh? Late.
Don't take your betrothed out to the cinemas on Valentine's Day. Wait till there's a podcast coming out.
Oscar and I are spending Valentine's Day watching Madame Web.
Oh yeah, cannot wait.
Our partners are
pretty. They're
they'll be coming.
Furious. Yeah.
But they'll sit on opposing sides. It's about Oscar and I sitting next to each other in the cinema.
Thank you for listening.